Dakota Johnson on Madam Web failure. I love Dakota Johnson. I really think she has a sense of humor about herself. I think she's starring in the new Celine Song movie called The Materialist and was interviewed for the LA Times. Alan, you have the notes here.
Yeah.
And Celine Song did a movie you and I both liked, actually.
Past Lives.
Past Lives was very good. But Dakota Johnson is in the new movie. It sounds like it's a back to old school romantic comedy. Unfortunately, Pedro Pascal is in it.
I know.
But we'll see where that goes. But I saw the trailer. I'm intrigued. But what does she have to say in this article in the LA Times?
Okay, well, Madam Web was meant to be Dakota Johnson's entry into the world of superhero blockbusters, but instead it became a cautionary tale. In 2024, the 2024 Marvel adaptation was a high-profile failure, drawing media scrutiny and bombing at the box office. When the film is brought up, Johnson's easy-going demeanor noticeably shifts. With dry humor, she deflects blame. It wasn't my fault. Before peeling back the curtain on the experience, she criticizes the studio-driven committee-style decision-making that, in her words, led Madam Web to morph into from one thing into something unrecognizable. She says, I was just sort of along for the ride at that point, she says, acknowledging that the creativity was diluted by those without artistic instincts. She's philosophical about the misfire. Bigger budget movies fail all the time. Who cares? Despite the fallout, Johnson isn't retreating from film, just perhaps from studio-controlled spectacles. As a producer in her company Tea Time Pictures, she shifted focus to more personal projects like Daddy-O and the Cannes premiering Splitsville, where she has greater control and input. Her work on the indie film like The Materialist, where she only acted, now feels refreshing by comparison. Producing has given her a sharper sense of how stories can succeed or go off track. And while Madam Web may have missed the mark, it hasn't made her risk averse. If anything, she seems more committed to storytelling on her own terms.
I like Dakota Johnson. The clips of her during the Madam Web press tour were hilarious. And her on talk shows, she just played into the joke. I know the movie is dumb. I made a bad choice. She even mocked her own lack of knowledge about superhero movies. It was great. She came out of that unscathed, unlike other actors we've seen on press tours that kind of take themselves too seriously or feel like they have to lean into the politics. She just goofed on it. In fact, you and I saw her and Sean Penn
in Daddy-O.
Of a movie Daddy-O. Sean Penn was pissed off and he was didn't want people to it got really uncomfortable because a lot of people were filming with cameras. And he was like, I'm going to ask you again to stop filming. And then Dakota Johnson made a joke to kind of disarm. She was didn't give a shit. And Sean Penn was taking himself super seriously. I have that video for members only.
In Sean Penn's defense, he said he didn't want cameras in the front section of the theater and that you could move to the back section and film it from there.
Anyways, but Dakota Johnson made jokes and I admire her. I hope she starts producing more stuff.
I mean, that's just it. She understands what her job is, and that's to pretend. And that she doesn't take that seriously, and she decides to have fun with it. And let's also point out she was self-aware enough to know that she was in a really bad movie, and just leaned into it. And the movie probably made more money than it should have because of that.